abusefl.org. This message is sponsored by the Ounce of Prevention Fund of Florida, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
The Big One sales event is here and going on now at Arlington Toyota. Why shop the Big One at Arlington Toyota? If you're going to shop the Big One sales event, then you need big inventory. And Arlington's got a huge selection of new vehicles in stock in one location. And every new Toyota purchase comes with Arlington's lifetime warranty, unlimited time and miles. Plus, you get 60 days to love your new purchase or exchange it. And Arlington's Credit Helper program to help you get financed. Shop the Big One sales event at arlingtontoyota.com.
Having someone to talk to can change a life.
Cried out to her. She talked me through my depression.
Or even save a life.
I probably wouldn't be here at all. Not only in this room, but just not here at all if I didn't have the help.
If you need someone to talk to, Jewish Family and Community Services is here with in-person trained counselors or through teletherapy. JFCS is here for Jax. Visit jfcsjax.org.
Snyderman, can you move things in your mind?
Nope.
Did you read our minds?
I got nothing. Were you thinking of nothing?
No. So, what makes you a superhero?
I can tell if you should repair or replace your air conditioning system.
If it's time to replace your air conditioning unit, Snyder can help. Get 0% interest if you pay in full within 60 months. Visit SnyderAC.com and get the details in a flash.
Flash? I think you mean Snyderman.
CAC 1813306.
A ranger station.
I'd like to report a bear hug.
Okay.
I put out my campfire and Smokey Bear hugged me.
So you drowned the fire, you stirred it, drowned it again, and felt that it was cold?
Uh-huh.
Yep, he's just letting you know you did good.
Bear hug from Smokey Bear. Status update.
I'm gonna let you go now. There are many ways to start a fire, but one sure way to put it out. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service, Ad Council, and your state forester.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Simone Biles and the U.S. women's gymnastics team has won gold at the Paris Olympics. As we continue to edge closer to the 6 Eastern MLB trade deadline, the Orioles, battling for an AL East title, acquired lefty starter Trevor Rogers from Miami for infielder Connor Norby and outfielder Kyle Stowers. Bullpen help for the Yankees acquired righty reliever Mark Leiter Jr. from the Cubs for 2 minor leaguers. Titans outside linebacker Arden Key facing a 6-game suspension for violating the NFL's performance-enhancing drugs policy. Steelers quarterback Russell Wilson back from that calf injury for the first full padded practice of training camp. He's vying with Justin Fields for the starting job, and Fields has one advantage in that competition, believes ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody.
He's dynamic. That's the one thing that I look at the quarterback position. He's a dynamic guy that can do things that Russell Wilson, quite honestly, just can't do anymore.
Former Titans coach Mike Vrabel, now a consultant with the Browns, says he is still open to being an NFL head coach in the future at the right time.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Wednesday, we continue our ESPN Rank 'em series with my top 5 MVP candidates. It's on Sportsman, like 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
You ready? Yeah. Turn up your radio.
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
Intro. Bombs over Baghdad. Get it, buddy. Don't do the thing. Bombs over Baghdad. It's so funny, man. Who needs words? You could just mumble it. It's fine. Yeah. That's what all the young go-getters in hip-hop do these days anyway.
They still mumbling?
That's man.
Kendrick ain't mumble.
No, Kendrick is
He's not young.
He is fully articulating his heavy-handed slicing and evisceration of pop superstars all around the world. Yeah. Shout out to Kendrick for not mumbling. Hey, it's the Aaron Schachter Show. I'm Aaron Schachter. Finally, Brian Middleton along with me. Repping Malibu today on the T-shirt.
Yeah, man. It's where the show is going, man.
Malibu?
Yeah,
Are
man.
we taking a trip?
When we made it.
Oh, when we make it. Okay. So I didn't realize Malibu's a hotbed of radioactivity.
Do it gotta be?
Listen. No, I guess it doesn't.
Man, in my randomness of watching shows, I got Paramount Plus.
Ooh, you can't say that.
And
one of my favorite streamers, by the way.
Really?
And it will be the reason I leave Disney Plus in a couple of weeks.
Wow. You're calling it right now, huh?
Oh, yeah,
The Decision Part 2?
Oh, it's
you just
easy.
LeBron, you taking your talents and your money over to...
Easiest decision I got going right now. The hard decision right now is what else to cut, because boy, is it budget season in the Schachter house. Woo.
That's crazy let's get to that in a second. That's crazy, though, Aaron, to be actually working for Disney and ESPN and saying that you're taking your money
Am I
elsewhere
working for
streaming.
ESPN? Am I getting a paycheck from these guys?
I'm saying it's all the same.
Last I checked, we pay them.
All right, we'll talk your talk then, man.
They should be coming to me, begging me to subscribe. How dare you,
That's
Brian?
wild work right there, man.
In any case, Disney Plus charges a whole lot of money for a whole lot of nothing these days.
Okay.
So
my point being, though, on Paramount Plus, I can't say Paramount. Plus.
We could practice after the show.
It's like aluminum. I always say that. And then I say aluminum fine. And then you say aluminium. Like is that British?
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
Mostly it's just confusing.
Straight to the point, though. Beverly Hills 90210.
Yeah. Is that on Paramount Plus?
It's on Paramount Plus.
Oh, I got to tell my daughter. She's heavy into 90s retro right now.
Oh, man. It's a great... Listen, I am a nerd for theme songs.
Iconic.
It belongs in the 80s.
Iconic.
It belongs in the 80s.
You didn't think it was a 90s theme song?
It belongs in the 80s.
I mean, there's some great...
Yeah, that part right there. Oh, man. What?
That's not necessarily 80s. That could be 90s.
It belongs in the 80s. I know it's 90s, but it belongs in the 80s.
Interesting part about that show, that whole cast is kind of, it hasn't looked good. A few of them are dead now.
Holy smokes.
For a young cast. Yeah, I think Luke Perry was the first to go. Luke Perry was the heartthrob. Unfortunately, though.
Dang, Dylan dead?
Back in the day, Dylan was the bad boy on that show.
I could see that, I guess.
But it was a show about high schoolers, and Dylan at the time might have been gaining on 40. He was old. And he wasn't the only one. Gabrielle Carteris, who played the nerdy character, I forget her name.
Nah, she cute though, man.
But I mean, everyone on TV is cute. Like, you're not breaking any news there.
True. That's not true. I can go on that cast right now and tell you about one or two that was just like.
She was also another one who was close to 40, playing a high school kid.
Really? She was?
Yeah. But Shannon Doherty, who was one of the Brenda, one of the main characters, she passed away recently, like a week or two ago.
I think I did hear that.
Yeah, very publicized battle with cancer. It's actually, fairly sad in the news where she's talking about it and she's giving these candid interviews and she's like, look, I got a whole bunch of stuff from over the years. I'm not trying to saddle my mom with it, so I'm trying to sell all of it. And you're like, on the one hand, it's a cool opportunity to buy memorabilia.
Holy smokes.
And on the other hand, it's like, she's just getting rid of her stuff because she's going to die. It's kind of sad.
It's
It's heavy.
Yeah, it went left.
Tori Spelling, daughter of Aaron Spelling. Aaron Spelling is like a brilliant TV creator, writer guy. He's behind dozens, 20 scores of shows.
Tori Spelling is Donna Martin.
Yes, Donna Martin.
Yes.
So she is like either a 100 millionaire or a billionaire, depending on what her dad leaves her.
Got you.
You got Brian Austin Green, who ended up getting, he's the young DJ go-getter.
That's right. Okay, yeah, I do. I can't remember.
Maybe.
Yeah, it is David. David and Donna, because they was booed up. I'm at season 2 where they're booed up.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, but
David
like 18
goes
seasons,
on to find drugs in his real life.
Oh, just real life. Sorry.
Yeah, and he kind of goes sideways, and then he ends up hooking up with Megan Fox.
Oh my goodness.
Who some might consider another drug, slightly addictive. That goes sideways.
Oh, okay.
I think they might have children together. I got to check, but obviously Megan Fox goes off with MGK, and then Brian Austin Green's like, yeah, I'm better for it. So.
Okay.
And then you got not Dylan, not Brenda. Who's Brenda's brother?
Oh, yeah, Brandon. Yeah.
Brandon ended up like having a relatively quiet life.
Good for him.
Big star of the biggest show. He didn't really go on. I know he did a little bit of work outside of 90210, but it's not like you would expect someone who's on a rocket ship to do.
Mm-hmm.
He pops up here and there, but really largely stayed out of acting. Ian Ziering, who's the curly-haired blonde guy.
Oh, yeah, I can't think of his
Steve
name right now.
Saunders.
Yeah, that's right. Look at hey, man, Aaron Schachter. I'm taking you on the game show with me, man.
Steve Saunders was like a has-been for a very long time until Sharknado became a thing. And then Steve Saunders had his whole career revived. He became like the head Sharknado guy along with Tara Reid, who wasn't in the show. And then the hot chick on the show, what was her name? The not Donna.
Not Donna. Donna's not the...
Yeah, the other one.
Oh,
the blonde hair.
I was about to call her Kelly.
No, see, it's Kelly in Saved by the Bell. But
is that what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of Saved by the Bell?
It might have been Kelly.
I can't... I didn't talk about the blonde hair one, though.
Characters. She was... Dang.
Yeah, I can't
Oh,
think
it
of her.
was Kelly Taylor, Jenny Garth.
Ah, there we go.
Everybody's crush growing up.
I ain't saw that, but she's cute.
You weren't a fan. Okay.
I mean, I'm looking at it and I'm just like, I get it.
Hey, look, you get to choose, man. No, it's okay. You get to choose. Dealt with a few controversial subjects in their first season, including guns and stuff.
Aaron, because again, I'm binge watching this, right?
On YouTube.
No, on Paramount.
Oh, Paramount Plus. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I'm looking through the first season, and in my head, I'm like, hold on now. Ain't they supposed to be 16? Now, I get it, okay? I went to high school, too, all right?
According to you had street days. You don't want to talk about it. I understand.
Smoke. I'm trying to turn off the sounds on my phone, and it's just everybody's
they won't
trying
leave
to
you
hit me
alone,
up.
Brian. Everyone's trying to hit you. You're an important guy.
And it's bill collectors. I guess I am important to them. But not today, Satan.
We should put him on the show.
Not today, Satan. Anyway, I don't know the point I was making. Oh, Malibu, because you brought up Malibu.
Yeah.
And I just tried to put those two together with Beverly Hills and Malibu. I don't even know if they're close on the map. I assume they are, but maybe they're not.
I think it is, actually.
Okay.
It's all like a Southern California thing.
But when we finally do our first remote cross country,
it's
because the Super Bowl's out there, Malibu, Laguna Beach.
Speaking of our first remote, we're actually behind it because our first remote, I believe, was the car show last year. But we got a remote coming up, I think, next week. Wow. At a local Firehouse Subs, I'll be broadcasting live.
Nice.
So we'll have more details on that in the coming days, thanks to Kuz.
Yeah, loop me an
and
email.
his newly crafted position as the head czar of all events and tchotchkes.
Good for him.
Yeah, all right. Ahead on the show today, besides 90210 Talk, is Clyde Drexler being petty in his older years. He's telling stories about Magic Johnson and the Dream Team, and kind of curious your take on this whole thing. Should be a little fun to talk about. Also, Dak Prescott in the driver's seat in Dallas with that contract negotiation. I would think you would say no because you don't think he's worth a ton of money. But I have a lot of reasons why I think it's yes. And also, who is officially now wildly underpaid now that you've had 4 or 5 mega quarterback deals this offseason, starting all the way back with contracts for guys like Jared Goff, Trevor Lawrence getting his deal done this offseason, obviously. Love and Tua getting their deals done recently. And so a little conversation around what's going on in the quarterback market. Checking in on other camps as we tend to do daily. Man, there's a lot of fighting going on. And Indy, Michael Pittman Jr. once again throwing the hands as he does apparently annually out at Indy's camp. I think this is the third year in a row Michael Pittman Jr. has gotten to a fight in training camp. Also, a former Jaguar, current Titan, facing another 6-game suspension. And we're not talking about Danico Autry, who never played for the Jaguars, who no longer plays for the Titans. Yes, another member of an AFC South team has been popped for PEDs, facing a 6-game suspension. We'll tell you who coming up a little bit later. Also, this just happened as I was getting ready for the show. I'm not sure if you've seen this clip on Twitter yet. Jeffrey Simmons over in Titans camp went absolutely nuts on a radio host live on the show as he was trying to interview somebody else. It's hard to hear him on the audio, but I do have the audio.
Really?
We can break it down in what seems like a Magic 8-Ball version of what is going to happen to me in a few years as well.
Yeah.
All that to be expected. And just when you thought we were done with we don't have a depth chart, I've got news from another training camp that sounds eerily similar, and the reaction has not been good.
Oh.
Maybe it informs us on how we might want to feel about it as well. But before we get to any of that, let's get to some Jaguars news now that we're 12 minutes into the broadcast. And we start with day 6. The story up to this point, Brian, has been what?
You're asking me like there's a
Big
right
story.
answer, or
Give me a
asking me
big
to me?
storyline. Give me a big storyline from training camp so far.
Offensive struggles.
Yeah, man. What's wrong with Trevor? Throwing picks, not hitting receivers, offensive struggles, looks. Waffle. Well, suddenly they put on the pads, and Trev's like, not today. Trev going out there shining bright on training camp day 6. One of his best practices of the entire camp. Coincidentally, like I said, first day in pads. I wonder if one has to do with the other, you know?
Right.
Is what he's used to doing in those pads. Maybe it had something else to do with it. Anyway, the accounts on how he did today vary a little bit because there's no official number keeping that gets released. Not like the Jaguars go, hey, today Trevor was 20 of 20. So you're leaning basically on reporters who are there to tweet their count. And people's counts are a little bit different, but one account from someone who works at the Times-Union, he who will not be named, had him going 16 of 17. And by the way, the first was a drop, and then Trev completes 16 in a row. That's a day. Oof. 2 touchdowns in a row during that span as well. Zach Goodall of USA Today, he had Loris going 8 of 9 with a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Mac Jones also 9 of 10 with a touchdown.
Now we talking.
Okay.
By the way, C.J. Beathard, 7 of 10 with a touchdown.
Now we talking.
Man, now the offense starting to click a little bit. Hey, who was trying to push the panic button yesterday? I'm trying to tell all you guys to calm down. You guys are trying to push panic buttons around here.
You were, man.
Was I? I thought I was panicking.
No,
too.
not at all.
Okay, just checking. Offensive coordinator Press Taylor didn't seem overly worried the other day when he was pointing out some of the struggles and why he thought they were happening. He wasn't really putting it on the offense. He's basically saying, hey, we're pretty much running plays out here that we wouldn't be running against these kinds of defenses. But at the same time, Doug Peterson during his press conference goes, hey, look, you want to score in every play. It really goes to show you who he's looking at in these training camp days, right? Because how would he feel about the defense if the offense is scoring a touchdown in every play? I'm sure he would not be happy about it. That is for absolute sure. Either way, it seems like the offensive struggles took a break today. And Trevor Lawrence having a heck of a day out there, as well as the receivers who have been having a little case of the drops recently, including new receiver Gabe Davis, who dropped a few balls over the past couple of days. But if you needed a reminder why Trev was absolutely worth 5 years, $275, today will serve as one of them. Now, do we expect him to go 16 of 17, 17 of 18 in real-life gameplay week 1 against the Dolphins? Probably not. But that being said, it's encouraging, just like it was a little bit scary over the last couple of days when it wasn't happening like this. Who do we got on the phone, Brian? I see the phone lit up over there.
What's up, Aaron? It's David. How you doing, man?
It's David. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, you just hit on something, and I got to touch on this, man. So you remember back in the day a movie, Tango and Cash?
Absolutely. That was Kurt Russell, and who was with Kurt Russell in that movie? Was it Stallone? Okay.
It was.
One of the worst movies for dialogue I've ever seen in my entire life, but the action was tight.
But one of the best acronyms ever. FUBAR.
Oh, yeah.
You know what FUBAR? So that's what we're all afraid of in Jacksonville.
Totally.
Is the ability of this team to FUBAR it up. Like the offense has been struggling, but maybe they came around a day, you're saying. So we're all a little gun shy. So let's hope this year they pulled everything out. But, sometimes in the past, man, it has been not pretty. Even, go skating through preseason looking good and then hit regular season. So I'm hoping this year, man, I'm not a big NFL guy, but I'm hometown Jag guy. So let's hope they get the wheels rolling and keep it rolling, man.
I'm with you till this, David. Appreciate the call. He's not wrong, man. We talked about this the other day. It's the reality is a lot of Jaguars fans have PTSD from previous seasons. Whether you see him doing well in the preseason or whether you see him doing well in the beginning of the season. We saw him go 8-3 with a number 1 seed in reach, and then they didn't even make the playoffs. Playoffs? I mean, it's not the first time it's happened here.
Yeah.
And so it's easy to fall back into that and go, all right, I want to be happy. I want to be excited for the team.
Right.
It's just a little bit tough.
It's a little bit
tough. A couple more news items before we take our first break, and then when we come back, we'll get into these press conferences. But we did have someone let go from the team, I believe, yesterday. The Jaguars waived kicker Riley Patterson. Cam Little was drafted by the team in this year's draft, and he seems like he has been lights out in camp.
Fine.
Doesn't excite you?
Nah, I mean, there's no knock on Cam Little. I'm sure he's going to be great, but at this point, Riley Patterson, I know he doesn't have the leverage to do this. I'd never take another call with Jacksonville again. And I understand he would if they called him back tomorrow and said, hey, we want to put you back on the roster because it's an NFL job. Riley Patterson has been the most consistent kicker since the last season and a half of Josh Lambo being our kicker. He's made the biggest kicks, even when he was being doubted. He's the one who actually won the game, the playoff game against the Chargers on that cold January night after people were doubting him the entire season. He made kick after kick for Jacksonville, and they got rid of him for Brandon McManus.
McManus is supposed to have a 60-yard leg.
Supposed to. And also, never mind. That joke would have went well, not on air. And then also, you get rid of him for that. McManus, where is he at now? Who knows? Okay? And now you bring him back again.
He's not in the Jaguars locker room.
Not at all. And this Cam Little kid, again, you hear all this stuff about, when the ball pops off of his foot, it sounds different. That's cool. I hope it's accurate. But if I'm Riley Patterson, I've done enough for Jacksonville at this point in time. Don't call me no more. Don't give me no references. I'm good on y'all. I'm like the side piece that you just play around with until you're ready to go on to your next relationship. I'm done with you.
You know, what's interesting is Riley Patterson not only has played for the Jaguars, obviously, he's played for the Cleveland Browns for 2 games, but one other team he's played for is the team that he was drafted by, the Detroit Lions. He gets drafted by the Lions. He plays 7 games for them. All right, then he goes to the Jaguars, plays 17 games with the teal jersey. All right?
Yeah.
Then the next year, he goes to Cleveland for 2 games, and then you know where he goes after Cleveland?
Was it Detroit?
He went back to Detroit.
Yeah.
So then he comes back to Jacksonville in the training camp, try and make it with the team. They waived him. But the Lions literally 4 days ago just had a season-ending injury to their kicker that replaced Riley Patterson. And so Badgley is out with a torn hamstring. And all the Lions got to do is just give this guy Riley Patterson a call. It's like he never left.
A lot of forgiveness in Riley Patterson's
Every other year, this man goes on sabbatical to another team, comes back to Detroit. I mean, I'd forgive him, too, if they're throwing a couple of mil at me to be a kicker.
That's what I'm saying. You know? That's what I'm saying. It's an NFL job. Yeah.
It's just business. It's just business. Just business. Patterson had a funk at the midpoint of the year, finished the season going 16-17 in the last 7 games in 22. Really wasn't the same deal last year. Obviously, McManus in the clubhouse, and that didn't work out for us in the way that I think they hope. He did make some nice kicks from 50-plus yards, but I think they thought they were getting one of the premier legs in the league, and it just didn't go out that way. One more note before we go to break. Next Jaguars tried out for Jacksonville's Week 1 opponent, Yannick Ngakoue. Haven't heard much from him this offseason after doing a bid with the Bears last year, getting injured before his season was done. Trying out for the Dolphins. If he makes the team, it'll be interesting to see if he's playing Week 1 up against our newly reformed offensive line. Be interesting to see how he does with that, the Miami Dolphins. Jan back on the prowl. It's the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. When we come back, we'll hear from Ryan Nielsen about scheme and depth chart. I swear. Maybe not. We've also got Foye Oluokun today. It's the Aaron Schachter Show.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Hot and humid today under partly sunny skies. A few afternoon and evening storms will be heavy in spots with highs in the low to mid-90s, dropping to the low to mid-70s tonight. And tomorrow will be partly sunny. An isolated afternoon thunderstorm as temperatures reach the mid-90s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. at CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. It's Christmas in July. Save up to 40% store-wide at Beard's Diamonds.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick,
beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS. Thank you, IHRS. Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
Looking to elevate your game night experience? Look no further than Best Bet. We're not just a card room, we're your destination for excitement, fun, and big wins. Whether you're a seasoned player or new to the game, we have something for everyone. Join us at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, or St. Augustine for thrilling tournaments, exciting promotions, and a vibrant atmosphere that will take your game night to the next level. Elevate your game night at Best Bet. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Snyderman, can you move things in your mind?
Nope.
Could you read our minds?
I got nothing. Were you thinking of nothing?
No. So, what makes you a superhero?
I can tell if you should repair or replace your air conditioning system.
Snyderman can help tell you whether it's time to repair or replace your system if you answer 8 quick questions on our website. Visit snyderac.com and get your answer in a flash.
Flash? I think you mean Snyderman.
CAC 1813307.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or straighttalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. And look at you, hands perfectly placed on the wheel. Not like the driver to the right of you who's really going after that drum solo. Save with DriveWise and the Allstate app and only pay a rate based on you.
Not available in every state, subject to terms and conditions. Rating factors and savings vary, and in some states your rate could increase with high-risk driving. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Join the Elks this August for their national convention as we take care of Elks business and serve the Jacksonville, Florida community. On Friday, August 9th, join us at James Wood and Johnson Park from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. The Elks will be hosting a book bag and book giveaway rally that's open to parents and children of all ages. We'll also be doing giveaways for school supplies, gift cards, and supporting African-American authored books. This event is open to the public. For more details, visit eventbrite.com or go to ibpoew.org. That's ibpoew.org.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Connect with us on Facebook.
What do you mean by that?
Search for @ESPN690Jax and check out the latest sports news, live stream, or show clip.
Now we talking.
ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. Straight chillin'. Hanging with you guys on ESPN 690 up until 5 p.m. Talking a little Jaguars as well as some other AFC South. Football in general. Throwing a little splash of Olympics. And speaking of the Olympics going on right now, despite injuring herself a little bit, Simone Biles and the Team USA ladies win gold at the gymnastics. A little bit of a redemption tour after scoring silver in the Tokyo Games. Coming back to gold in Paris. Yet another gold medal for Simone on her journey to being maybe the greatest gymnast we've ever seen in our lifetimes. It's crazy how skilled she is. How small and skilled she is.
Yeah.
Small, jacked, and skilled she is.
Yeah.
Do you think she beats me in an arm wrestling contest?
I mean, they got a lot of core strength, so I don't know all the.
I mean, core strength, more strength. I saw her biceps and her shoulders. She is looking jacked.
Yeah, man. I think it'll be a good fight.
You think I give her a challenge?
Yeah. Like, for 10 or 15 seconds, and then, the strength.
She's like 120 pounds, isn't she?
Yeah, but you see, you've changed up your eating patterns, so you're not getting the same amount of energy as well. So maybe you could go a little bit longer before you got smashed.
Okay.
But I think you give her a strong 15, and then she's just like, all right, bro, okay, enough's enough. I got gold medals to win.
I saw Jason Kelsey arm wrestling one of the Team USA lady weightlifters the other day.
How'd that go? I feel like he could win that.
I think he beat her.
I think he could win that easily.
But barely.
Really?
And then she called him a cheater. So he might have done something illegal.
I don't know. Listen, okay. Hey, listen, there's a technique to arm wrestling.
Might have done something illegal as far as USA rules go.
It could be. And
do you know your technique the same way I do from the movie Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone?
No, not at all. That's the one where the dude was drinking gasoline or something, right?
I don't really remember that part.
Yeah.
All I know is I think this movie came out in like 1988, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Suddenly, everybody wanted to arm wrestle.
Yeah.
Kids, adults, everybody. That's how important Sly Stallone was to this country's fiber.
Listen, man, they were talking about the show before us, Carlin and Joe. The dudes were giving their best Arnold Schwarzenegger's
ranked, yeah.
But I got to be real with you, man. Between Arnold and Sly, listen, man.
You think Sylvester Stallone's the better action star?
I could put listen, both are icons, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, hey, man, I keep referencing Rocky IV in so many different ways.
You are going to send us down a rabbit hole we will not recover from until 4 o'clock. Let's, as they say in the corporate world, put a pin in your Sly versus Arnold talk, because that sounds like something we should do on Friday.
Okay.
Or any day this week.
All right.
Because that's a fun conversation.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Okay.
Because I do think there are points on both sides.
Yeah, let's do it.
And you might just be wrong anyway. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure out how wrong you are a little bit later this week.
Okay.
Let's get to this Ryan Nielsen press conference. The other day, I kind of had a hissy fit. A little bit of a tantrum. I was tired of hearing questions about scheme and depth chart from Ryan Nielsen. That's not Ryan's fault. The media asks the questions. Ryan's just got to answer them. But having the mustache up there, having him repeat the same thing over and over again seems like a waste of time and resource. Most of you news organizations only have one reporter to give. Why wasted asking the same question over and over again? Since then, I think the media is huddled. Maybe they all listen to the show. Maybe not. Probably, likely not. But it seems like they may have all huddled because no questions about depth chart today.
Ain't that something?
I didn't see the word scheme here once. Maybe it happened. I just didn't hear it or see it. But man, what a night and day situation we have going on right now. So a few things talked about in this press conference. The secondary, the other guys, we'll classify it as, it's a hodgepodge of defensive line and linebackers. And then team chemistry. I want to start in the secondary because I think that's where the most question marks are. I don't have too many question marks about the men up front, and I certainly don't have question marks about the chemistry on this team. I think these guys like each other, like a lot. I'd be really surprised to hear there are people that hate each other on this team, and you got to imagine it exists.
Mm-hmm.
Any organization with a group of people working together on the same project, you're probably going to have people who don't like each other.
Would you couple in people who are very annoyed with somebody as hate?
Not
adjacent?
Not hate, but don't like each other was the revised words I just used. I would couple it into that.
Okay.
Like if we were working on the same project and you did something that always annoyed me, I would put that under I don't like that guy.
Okay.
But if you were on the same project as me and rather than do the work you're supposed to do, you just walked around with an eye patch all day, maybe you'd fall into the other category.
You're not going to let it go. That's cool.
I'm just saying.
That's
maybe.
cool.
It's a maybe from me, dog.
Now, if you start firing back some way, somehow.
Let's fire him back. Cool. With his cannon on his pirate ship.
Ahoy, matey. I'm waiting on you to play it.
Ahoy, matey.
Damn it. All right. Look, can we get to business, Brian? Stop trying to make me throw strays at people.
32 minutes. We haven't heard from Ryan Nielsen yet. Let's keep the streak going.
Can you stop making me spiral out and swing at people I got no business swinging
That's
at?
a great hotkey.
You like that?
You need to bring up Blackbeard more often because that's a great hotkey.
For those who don't know, the
Ahoy, matey.
That's Michelle Thibodeau saying goodbye to a soccer legend from England because she thinks ahoy matey is how people in England talk to each other.
Apparently, huh? and then Cheerio was her plan B.
She goes, oh, I made a mistake. I totally meant to say Cheerio, as if that wouldn't also make you sound like a giant horse's patoot.
What do you think, Steve?
Ahoy, matey.
What do you think Steve Bull said as soon as he hung up?
What the heck was that?
Let me tell you how I know they said something. So normally when you're done with a guest,
yeah,
I'll get off the mic real quick and I'll pick up the phone.
Little niceties. Hey, thanks for joining us.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I hope we can have you on again, even if it
went
went poorly. You know what I'm saying?
Look at you. Look at you trying to smooth over the disaster that Michelle Thibodeau leaves in her wake.
Not only did Steve Bull hang up, his agent, the guy who was contacting us and basically conference called him in, was off the line too.
Oh, yeah.
I know that they was cooking Thibodeau. As soon did she just say that? Okay.
Oh, big moment of shame in Aaron Schachter show history. That'll be another promo campaign for you.
I can't wait.
Moments of shame.
Taking it just like that.
Okay. Let's get to Ryan Nielsen,
okay,
please. Actually, you want to go to break? Just kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke. We're not going to break. We're going to play some audio here. Let's start in the secondary, like I said. The question to Ryan Nielsen. It seems like the secondary's had a good first 5 days of training camp. What do you make of it? And what's the progress you've seen from that unit from day 1 to day 5. Sorry, I screwed that one up.
No, you're good.
All right. What do you make of the success? What's the progress been?
Totally locked in. Everything that we're doing, bought into, our style of play, our defense, what we're going to be about. And so he's going out and he's showing it on the field.
I'm sorry. That was the wrong cut, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We finally play a Ryan Nielsen cut. That was the wrong cut. He was talking Josh Hines-Allen there.
Yeah.
Totally locked in. And he looks it, by the way. Looks it. All beefed up. Trying to teach these young guys how to do it right. You couldn't ask for more. You couldn't ask for better in your number 1 ranked Jaguar on the NFL Top 100. Shout out to Josh Hines-Allen.
Yes, sir.
Number 35. Does it burn Jags fans that Quincy Williams is ranked 32? Because he was here.
Hey, man.
Didn't work
Jets,
out.
right?
It didn't work out. He went to the Jets.
And is cooking.
He partnered up with one of the best linebackers in the league in C.J. Mosley.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about having a teacher. Holy smokes. And so you can't blame Quincy Williams for just absorbing some of that Quincy juice. But it wasn't here. It wasn't here for him. It didn't work out. I meant C.J. Mosley juice.
Oh, okay. That makes it better.
He's got Quincy juice already inside of him.
Personal foul.
Hey, man. Okay. Hey, man.
Saying, he can't absorb his own juice. He's made of those juices.
It's not what I hear.
He would have to absorb. He would have to absorb C.J. Mosley's juice. C.J.
Personal foul.
Now we talking.
Now we're talking.
Okay. Look who!
I just saw somebody walk the plank into the studio.
Hey, this feels so inside jokey, but I hope that you get a chance to play the hotkey again.
It's
right
fine.
now.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, the question that was asked about the secondary. Here's what Ryan Nielsen had to say about it.
One of our things, really at all position groups with secondary, is talk to our guys about winning every rep. That's really important. Winning every rep. What does that mean? Is you don't have to make every play, but proper stance, proper eyes, fundamentals, technique, scheme. Just win every rep. And
did he just say we want you to win every rep? You don't have to win every play.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand the difference between the two.
I think when you're talking about winning a play, that's collectively as a unit, all 11 guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you're seeing a group of guys that have really taken to that. The coaching, Chris, Richard, Corey Robinson, and Mike Gray have done a phenomenal job with that group and just teaching them the fundamentals and technique in order.
Look, shout out to Ryan Nielsen giving his coaches some love. Everyone has been singing the praises of the defense, And it's not like it's in a vacuum that all of those guys just come to camp and they're locked in for just random reasons. And the coaching staff really getting ahead of the ball there, knowing that they'll need to. You got a brand new defensive coordinator, brand new language essentially on the defensive side of the ball. And he's going out there and he's getting it done, man. Shout out to the coaching staff.
To have success. And so that's another part of it. The guys are really bought in on the success, the fundamentals and technique that those guys are teaching them. And then they've really, the scheme that we're doing.
Okay. There it is. Okay. I thought it was coming somewhere.
There's some checks and things like that, and those guys they're smart players back there. And so the combination, but we're a one day at a time group, and today's another day, so it'll be another good challenge for that group. But they've done a good job so far.
A decent answer to the question, but can you indulge me for 1 second in some nonsense here?
Okay.
I'm listening for an extremely loud, aggressive water gulp here. You tell me if that's what I'm hearing.
All right.
We're doing, there's some checks and things like that, and those guys they're smart players back there, and so the combination, but we're
Did you hear that? One more time, hold on.
Combination, but we're
It's very low. It's very low. Even this man drinks aggressive.
There was a lot of saliva there. I don't think there was water being
No
drunk
water?
at that point.
That's the kind of action he's got his Adam's apple doing with no water?
And he got a stash like that, no telling how the saliva is going down your throat.
Man, if this dude's drinking water, you better put on the noise-canceling headphones. You're going to be distracted from whatever you're doing. Just quack, 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 quack.
Is that okay?
That's what it sounded like to me.
No, not at all.
No?
No way it sounded like that to you.
back there, and so the combination, but
a little bit of quack. A little bit. I don't want to obsess. Not that this isn't an important thing to obsess over.
Okay.
It just distracted me. Much like Trent Baalke distracted me that day.
I knew you weren't going to let it go. Yeah. What did
It's
Trent
not
do
about
that
letting
day?
it go. It's just,
What did he do that day? I don't know.
Well, he happened to pass a little bit of gas.
Oh, okay.
But he excused himself. Literally mid-sentence. He goes, excuse me. You got to respect the man for being polite about it. He could have left the room. He could have said, excuse me for a second, left the room and came back.
Could have.
But, he did what he did. But he owned it. My bad, guys. It's a good one, too. Well, he didn't say that. He could have. He could have just set him up. He chose not to.
But,
Yeah, it's loud. For no water, an audible swallow, that's either nerves or you're parched. Get the man a bottle of water. Jaguars got to be able to afford that, right? They bought all those new golf carts for Trev.
I'm about to say they paid Trevor. They paid Hines Allen.
Call Amit Patel in jail. Say, hey, man, we need you to loan us some money for some water bottles. For
Sean
the new
said, I don't got
DC."
nothing else, man. I don't got nothing else for you.
Follow-up question, is there a benefit to having a player like Ronald Darby on the roster who's played really good defenses in the past? And he knows what it looks like.
he's been a huge help to the younger players. He's been a great mentor.
Great.
To Trey and Jarian. He's been fun. You see him talking to him on the side, and those guys are just soaking up all that knowledge.
Mentoring.
He's a savvy vet. He's made a lot of plays, been a lot of good.
That's the other thing that I don't think he's getting enough credit here from Ryan Nielsen about. It's not just the mentoring. He's made a ton of plays this training camp.
Defense, and so he understands what's that about. And a lot of that is practice. He's a really good practice player, and that's something that you don't know when you're doing the free agent about how good is he on the practice field. And he's phenomenal on the practice field, and so those guys are seeing his work ethic and how he does drills and his mindset and everything. And so, yeah, it's absolutely a huge help.
We talked about this recently when we were talking about the wide receiver room, and I was saying, imagine just being like the dad of one of these young guys in the receiver room, wondering the influence some of these people have on your kid. But then you look at some of the guys in there like Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram. I know he's not a wide receiver, but he's in the room talking to these young guys. Guys like Gabe Davis. And you don't really have to worry that your son or your child's going to be led astray by some of these. Those are good guys. I think Nielsen's saying the same thing about Darby. He's like one of these good guys who wants to grow others. It used to be, I don't know how it is in your business, it used to be when we grew people into promotions, into getting promoted, or even leaving this gig for a bigger, better gig, it was a sense of pride. I mean, I shouted your name from the mountaintops when I hired you, man. I was like, watch this guy, because this guy's moving on up. And you have so far.
Oh, okay.
What?
Well, I had a punchline ready.
No punchline.
But we'll leave it alone. This might be the few times when important people are listening.
No punch. Who's listening? What are you talking about?
I'll tell you in the break my punchlines, though. It would have made you laugh.
All right. Oh, here she goes off the mic.
Oh, what is that? What is that?
Ahoy, matey.
Just sitting there back there in the peanut gallery. Tell her that she works in radio and she needs a microphone if she's going to talk. You're talking into air.
Aaron said that you work in radio and you should probably not.
Thank you for delivering the message.
I told him he just should take the compliment and say thank you.
Yeah, take the compliment, Brian. Take the compliment.
Are you guys friends again?
No, it might be like the smartest thing she's ever said in her life. The one smart thing. It's like, take the compliment.
Whoa.
Just saying.
The smartest thing she said in her life.
I mean, I don't know what she says the rest of her life. I know what she says in here, and man, that's a low bar she has set.
Yo, you're not going to hop on the mic. You're just going to let him talk to you like that. That's cool. Couldn't be me.
She asked for it. She walked in here. You walk it in, you better put on the helmet. Whatever she said. Head on a swivel. That's what I say when you come in the Aaron Schachter Show studio.
Head on a swivel.
I told it to Dada 5002. I was like, what, you think you're the man?
You ain't said to Summer Rae, though.
No, I did not. And I didn't say it to Naya over there in Cumberland either, by the way. Shout out. We'll see you on Friday.
That's the prison report.
Yes, the prison report coming up this Friday with Naya from Cumberland Federal Penitentiary. It's the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. Talking Jags training camp. What are your expectations? What's been your reaction? Are you happy with what you've seen? What do you hope to see? More of that when we come back on the Aaron Schachter Show.
ESPN 690 is your home for Florida State Seminoles football. Get all the action from the Garnet and Gold on the gridiron.
Florida State opens with a touchdown.
On Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. ESPN 690 is your home for Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp Baseball.
High to right center. It's out of here.
Hear all of the action from the Crustacean Nation.
And Jacksonville's blown this game open.
On Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
Hi, I'm Mike Lester, the founder of Talon Wealth and the host of the Guarding Your Nest Egg radio show. Like you, I love this country, and I'm very thankful for those that protect us along with our freedoms. That's why for active military and active first responders, if you decide to work with us, Talon Wealth isn't going to charge you any advisor fees. We're happy to explain all the details, but most importantly, thank you for your service.
Visit guardingyournestegg.com to find out more.
Advisory services through Talon Private Wealth and SEC Registered Investment Advisor. Lord License D056341.
Snyderman, can you move things in your mind?
Nope.
Did you read our minds?
I got nothing. Were you thinking of nothing?
No. So, what makes you a superhero?
I can tell if you should repair or replace your air conditioning system.
If it's time to replace your air conditioning unit, Snyder can help. Get 0% interest if you pay in full within 60 months. Visit SnyderAC.com and get the details in a flash.
Flash? I think you mean Snyderman.
CAC 1813307.
Are you passionate about addressing health disparities and improving the health of your neighbors? You could be the next American Heart Association First Coast Leader of Impact. Join the 2023 class of changemakers and compete to raise funds for life-saving research and inspire lasting change in our community. The campaign kicks off on World Heart Day, September 29th. Nominate yourself or another local leader by contacting AHA First Coast at heart.org today.
If you're looking to move out of your parents' place, you could really cut expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive, which is good because your little brother has gotten really territorial. You're blood related. You'd think it would be fine to share food in the fridge. I mean, who writes their name on every individually wrapped slice of cheese, Tyler? Still, you've got to admire the commitment. So bundle your renter's and car insurance with Progressive and use the savings to help you move out and have all the cheese you want. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states.
Hi, welcome to Staples.
Yeah, my daughter needs a laptop for college, but I need to watch the budget.
Well, Staples hot deals on tech are backed by a price match guarantee, so our prices won't be beat.
Great. I can't believe my baby's starting college.
She'll do great.
I know.
Oh, let's get you a great deal on a laptop.
Save big on tech for school at Staples. Now get up to $300 off select PCs. Ends 8/24 price match guarantee valid within 14 days of purchase. Exclusions apply. For details, visit staples.com/price match.
Does your sweet fur baby have a birthday or gotcha day coming up? Forever Vet's Central Location offers birthday parties to make your fur baby feel extra special on their big day. All you have to do is invite up to 8 of their friends and we'll do the rest. Forever Vets provides cake and pup cups as well as everything else to make this 2 hours a real party. Party hats, bubble play, a photo booth, and of course access to our heart-shaped pool. We also have 2 Forever Vets trained handlers there to make sure everyone is having safe fun. Visit forevervets.com today to see all our package options.
Hey, you.
What's good, my boy?
Connect with us on Instagram. Search for @ESPN690Jax and check out the latest sports news. We're ESPN 690.
What?
We are ESPN 690.
As long as we tracking.
Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. Hanging out with you till 5 p.m. Talking Ryan Nielsen's press conference. I do want to do some Colts-Titans update here, but I also want to do some more Ryan Nielsen. So maybe we do the Michael Pittman story and the Jeffrey Simmons story at the beginning of next hour, if that's okay with you, Brian. Please don't be mad at me. By the way, happy pre-birthday. Tomorrow the big day for you. What are you turning?
I believe you said 55?
I mean,
a couple days ago?
I have no idea. You've got like an 55. Old soul.
Yeah. And apparently I rock metal as well.
Well,
now,
the metal you were talking about isn't heavy metal. Brian's discovered a heavy metal band, but if you ask metal heads who are older than 16, they'll tell you that band is not heavy metal.
I've heard this song.
They'll tell you the band is pop metal.
A lot of screaming.
Yeah.
Talking about demons.
Sure.
Okay. A lot more screaming.
Yeah.
Kind of harmonizing.
Sure.
Talking about demons some more.
Yeah.
Feels kind of heavy metal to me.
Okay.
But again, I'm a novice.
I'm just saying, yeah. I think it's
Play
like
for you on the way back in.
I think it's like a kid's movie version of heavy metal. What's the band's name again? Motionless in White.
Motionless in White. It's Rhea Ripley's entrance song.
Same thing as Sleeping with Sirens, another like kids movie version of heavy metal.
That sounds, but see, hold on. That sounds way more kids boppy.
Sleeping with Sirens?
Yeah. Than Motionless in White.
To Motionless in White?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't be shocked to see any of those lead singers teaming up with Taylor Swift on the next single.
Why wouldn't you? I don't care if I'm the toughest dude in the block. I don't care if I'm one of the hardest rappers ever.
I don't know, man. Real metal or punk guys wouldn't do something like that.
Whatever. If Tay call up and say, let's make this money, let's make this money.
I did want to do Ryan Nielsen
let's do it. Okay.
or Jeffrey Simmons. Instead, we're talking Motionless in White. Wasn't on purpose. We talked about Ronald Darby in the secondary and how good they've been doing, but let's get specific because a player that I think is receiving all the flowers in the training camp this far on the linebackers is not Foye Oluokun, who we heard from today, but Devin Lloyd. And so Nielsen was asked, what are you seeing from Devin Lloyd? What's his role in your defense? Obviously, we heard from Devin himself that he feels it's changing.
Yeah, and he had a lot of plays last year. So there's a lot on tape. So we've done a good job evaluating kind of what he did last year and his strengths. And then through OTAs and what he's doing right now, and putting him in a couple of different positions to see really where he's best in what we're doing here. Smart player, works extremely hard at the game. You love his size, speed. He's a football player. He's a football guy, football junkie.
Do you remember Doug Peterson talking about Christian Kirk yesterday?
Yeah.
You remember how hard it was for him to come up with a compliment for Christian Kirk?
Bro, it felt like Urban trying to figure out who Aaron Donald was.
This is literally what I'm talking about, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Someone comes up to you about your best player and goes, what do you see in them? What do you like about them?
And kind of what he did last year and his strengths. And then through OTAs and what he's doing right now, and putting him in a couple of different positions to see really where he's best in what we're doing here.
Yep.
Smart player.
Smart.
Works extremely hard at the game.
Hard worker.
You love his size, speed.
Big size. Very fast.
He's a football player.
He's a football player, Brian. Good. Thank goodness.
Okay.
He's playing football.
Hey, I tell you what you remind me of just now, before Diddy allegedly became a criminal, you were acting like how he was on songs back in the day. Like the artist would say the actual lyric.
You're saying I'm hype manning.
Yeah, that was great. And if you like the way that he talked about Devin Lloyd, if we have time,
go ahead.
Play the Foye cut, because that takes it to a whole nother level about how when you like a player, this is how you're supposed to announce that you believe in a player and you like a player.
All right, let's get that one in then.
Smart.
Okay.
Tough.
Yep.
Aggressive.
Tell me. You don't even need more than that. You just need the three big things you need to know. Just tell me the three big ones.
You see a guy who, add one more if I could.
Okay, you can.
Phenomenal effort.
All right. Look at that. Smart, tough, something else, and phenomenal effort. Those are great compliments.
Yeah.
Hey, Doug, what do you like about Christian? We're all good. What? What did he say? He's
back from injury.
He's back from injury. It's good. We're good. We're all good. Like, Doug, lock in, bud.
He's flying around as good as any player we have on our defense right now. You see him, if you just watch his body work and you just watch him at practice today, the way he finished.
This is talking like a creeper a little bit. It's like easy, Ryan.
He's aggressively going to get the ball, punch outs. And he's had a really good career so far. And so you're seeing that. It's really cool to watch him because he's taken his role and kind of made it his. And that's what.
How do you not love Foye Oluokun? How do you exist as a breathing human being and not love Foye Oluokun? I'll tell you this. Any guy who goes to an Ivy League school like Yale and decides to play football is being charitable to me. You could have done literally anything with Yale on your resume.
You know it.
I mean, literally walk into any job you're not qualified for and go, I know, but I went to Yale. And they're probably going to hire you.
Yeah.
Lord knows you got a $500,000 education you didn't have to pay for because you were playing on that football team. Does Yale actually play football?
Yeah. Yale-Harvard. Big rivalry.
So they just play each other 11 times?
I don't know what the Ivy League schedule looks like.
Call it a season.
Columbia.
Yale, Harvard, Penn, and then that's it.
Brown.
Princeton sneaks in there every once in a while.
Yeah. JU.
Oh, what a nerdy tailgate. Instead of doing vodka luges, you're doing trigonometry in the parking lot. But did you see the Pythagorean theorem? It's like, relax, guy. We're going to a football game.
They would have killed Chase's game from a couple of weeks ago. They'd have been like, this is light work.
Chase is like, this really goes over well at the Brown tailgates. Northwestern loves this. All right. Let's go to the Sports Center. It's the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. Back in a couple of minutes after the quick update.
It's not just one thing. They are an amazing organization that just has really been a savior.
Listen to the 10th Annual Carathon, August 22nd and 23rd. Learn more and donate at childcancerfund.org.
23 days until Carathon.
Rich Jones here. If you're an investor who's interested in doing well while doing good, getting solid returns on your investments while making a positive impact, consider investment funds with DLP Capital. Here's Don Wenner, CEO of DLP Real Estate Capital, to tell you more.
With the current housing shortage in the U.S., investing in real estate, especially workforce housing, is one of the safest and most reliable places to invest. We invest in affordable housing for hardworking people and generate amazing returns for each of our investors.
To get your investor's guide and find out more, dial ** Invests from your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
Bueller Air & Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's challenger, a paint color namer from Jacksonville, Florida. Meet Irving Stapler.
Hi, Howie.
So the next round is word association. I'll say a word and you give me the first word you think of. Engagement ring.
Jeweler.
Gas station.
Fueler?
Aaron Burr.
Dueler?
Air conditioning.
Wow. Jeez. That's a toughie.
Come on, Irv. The sponsor's gonna kill me now.
Oh, Bueller.
That's right, Irv. If your AC is struggling through the summer heat, the first name you should think of for fast, friendly, 5-star service is Bueller Air & Plumbing. The name to know to make sure you are cool.
Have a beer, Irv.
Cooler.
Stay cooler with Bueller. Visit BuellerAir.com.
Every year in Florida, 200 children and teens die due to firearm-related injuries. Know the basics of firearm safety and talk to your children about the risks. Learn more at go.baptistjacks.com/gunsafety.
Meet Cheryl.
Hey.
She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Studios, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Is Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. Simone Biles and the U.S. women's gymnastics team has won gold at the Paris Olympics. The Orioles on this MLB trade deadline day with an injury-plagued rotation acquired lefty Trevor Rogers from Miami for infielder Connor Norby and outfielder Kyle Stowers. Yankees half-game back of AL East leading Baltimore got bullpen help, picked up reliever Mark Leiter Jr. from the Cubs for 2 minor leaguers. Yankees righty Garrett Cole scratched from tonight's start in Philadelphia with general body fatigue. Will Warren starts in his place. As the Steelers quarterback competition continues, Russell Wilson back from the calf injury for the first padded practice. He and Justin Fields each completed all their attempts today. The starting job is likely Wilson's, says ESPN NFL insider Field Yates.
My feeling is that the Pittsburgh Steelers will begin the season with Russell Wilson, assuming both are healthy, under center. Mike Tomlin dug his heels in too deep, and he's got too much cachet and the ability, frankly, to say, I'm going to do what I want.
Field Yates on Carlin versus Joe. Jets QB Aaron Rodgers coming back from a torn Achilles, unlikely to play this preseason.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Wednesday, we continue our ESPN Rank 'em series with my top 5 MVP candidates. It's on Sportsman, like 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Only one sale is so good, it's earned the name to end all names, the Big One Sales event, and it's going on right now at Arlington Toyota, even on pre-owned. I'm talking over 600 vehicles in stock, one location. That's over 275 SUVs, over 200 cars, over 110 pickups. Arlington Pre-Owned even has 125 vehicles under $18,000. Plus, now you get 60 days to love your purchase or exchange it. And help from Arlington's Credit for Everyone program. Shop arlingtontoyota.com.
We need your help to protect your right to have AM radio in your car. AM radio is always there in times of need with key information for our community. Overwhelmingly, Democrats and Republicans have come together to support a bill to keep AM radio in cars. But Congress has a lot to do and time's running out. So please text AM to 52886 and ask Congress to bring this bill to the floor now. Text the letters AM to 52886.
Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
You ready? Yeah. Turn off your radio.
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
Welcome to the Aaron Schachter Show. I'm Aaron Schachter, Brian Middleton with me. We're both taking a look in the Hard Rock Bet app. Some of the lines for the Olympics. I was thinking about putting a bet on 3-on-3 men's basketball. First game of the pool for U.S. starts today, 4:35. Jimmer Fredette on that team.
Uh-oh.
It's Dylan Travis, Jimmer Fredette, Kareem Maddox, graduate of Princeton, by the way, and Canyon Berry, who you may not have heard of because he plays over in Japan. But Canyon Berry, son of Rick Barry.
Oh.
Rick Barry is a Hall of Famer
but
with 4 other basketball sons.
I was about to say, though, man, Rick Barry, wasn't he like a Hall of Famer? Didn't he get inducted like in 1963?
Yeah,
like how old
dude.
is...
This is his 3rd marriage. Canyon Barry's dad, Rick Barry.
How old is
on
Canyon
the
Barry?
3rd marriage?
Hold on.
Kenyon Barry is 30, 31.
Yo, that's wild work, Rick. Ricky, that's wild work. He said, don't stop if you take care of yourself.
That's right.
I like that. Holy smokes. Rick Barry is 103 years old.
What's funny about Canyon Barry is he's also a full-time scientist, part-time basketball player.
That's wild work.
Sometimes the job you love doesn't pay you what you want it to.
It's like the dude from FSU, Myron Rolle, who went to the NFL, but now he's like a Rhodes Scholar and like some type of neuroscientist or something like that. And you're just
really?
like, I'm like, okay. Sure. Hey, man, I like
Whatever
that for
works.
you.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. All right.
Canyon Barry. That was a name I didn't think I'd see today, Rick Barry. But when looking in the Hard Rock Bet app for 3-on-3 basketball, I did find tomorrow's line for U.S. versus South Sudan.
Okay.
U.S. is favored to win that game. The over-under is 29.5. That's a large over-under.
Okay.
That's the spread. The total over-under points, 190.5. I think they're expecting the U.S. to score 160 of those 190 points. And then finally, money line. South Sudan, if you pick them to win, they're plus 2250. So that's a nice bet if that comes in.
Yeah.
But USA, a heavy favorite, minus 20,000 to win.
I got to bet against the country just this one time.
So I'm not a betting expert. Does that mean you got to bet $20,000 to win 100?
On the U.S., yeah.
Because that's crazy. That is crazy.
But see, Aaron, those are the kind of bets that I make really like minuscule like amounts where I bet. Because I'm just like, hey.
No, the other side you make that bet on. You bet on South Sudan in that scenario.
Right. And I'm just like, what's $5 here?
But I'm saying if I pick
$5,000 though.
I'm picking right now just to see what it would be.
Okay.
I'm going to wager $100 for USA to win that game with minus 20,000 odds on the money line.
You may still owe money.
It pays out 50 cents.
There you go.
50 cents on a $100 bet.
That's more than what you would have made. Or would have had.
Unbelievable. What about the other side out of curiosity? What if we don't take them? What if we take South Sudan and we wager $100? Oh, we'd only win $2,350. Man, that's a bet right there. And I got a profit boost available. They should pay me money. What are we doing talking about this thing? Let's take a pause on the Hard Rock Bet app for now. I want to tell you about someone on the Titans who got popped.
Okay.
Yesterday, we told you Danico Autry, former Tennessee Titan, current Houston Texan, got popped for PEDs. He's going to be out 6 games for the Houston Texans as they're trying to gel that new defense together. But a former Jaguar currently on the Titans, it has been released today. He hasn't been released. The news has been released that he got popped for a PED violation. And unfortunately for him, I am talking about Arden Key.
Oh, no.
Arden Key, very likable person.
Yeah, man.
But I don't know if I want to call him beloved Jaguar, but he's certainly fun to watch.
Yeah.
Titans edge rusher Arden Key about to be suspended for 6 games, violation of the rules against performance-enhancing drugs. He was in line to be the second starting edge rusher in Tennessee, working opposite Harold Landry, Jeffrey Simmons, and Devontre Sweat in the middle. The team spoke early this offseason about Key as a situational pass rusher and its failure to add to the position meant Key was in line for a lot of 3-down work at the spot, but that's going to be on hold at least for the first 6 games. And really, Arden Key's got to watch out for whoever's up next. You could end up losing your job to that man.
Man, that's wild work.
So I'm sure Arden is not happy about this. Hopefully it's a big misunderstanding. It brings me to my second Tennessee Titans story. Jeffrey Simmons, aforementioned Jeffrey Simmons. During Titans training camp, you know, they like to have radio stations down there broadcasting from the training camp, right? And there's a guy up there in Tennessee who reports for a station in Nashville. His name is Bert Reising. Bert Reising.
Okay.
He was doing his show live. I'm going to play this clip. It's going to be his voice you hear. And you can tell he's on the radio because he's using the radio pipes. Even when he's getting yelled at by Jeffrey Simmons. Even when this man's life is on the line, he still uses the radio pipes. Consummate professional. Anyway, Jeffrey Simmons, I guess, not happy about some of the social media posts from Bert Reising, 104.5 The Zone radio host. Not Bert, Buck.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking it up. I'm like, who is Bert? I see obituary. I'm like, nah, not him. Buck Rising. Okay.
Buck Rising? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Boo. Sounds like a radio name. I'm just in time. Live with you from 3 to 5.
He is the midday
Yuck.
host, yeah.
Gross. Now I see why Jeffrey Simmons hates him. But apparently, Buck, not Bert, has been saying mean things on social media. Jeffrey Simmons doesn't like mean things on social media. So he gave him what for?
I'm looking at this picture
Yeah.
on TMZ.
Uh-huh. What's it of?
I don't know if this is Buck, but whoever this dude is with the headphones on and looking at a guy that's yelling at him looks
Yes, that's
frightened.
Buck. That's
looks
Buck.
frightened.
Yeah,
Do you
Buck,
hear me?
Man up. If it was me, I would have bowed up to Jeffrey Simmons. Be like, who you talk to? Not me. To his credit, I will say this. Buck sounds like he stays calm, and he's thinking ratings, because Jeffrey Simmons in this clip is yelling at him off the air, so it's hard to hear him. I tried to enhance the audio. It didn't do much. It wasn't great. But you kind of get the idea of what's happening here, and if I need to pause it, I will explain what's going on.
Well, Jeff, you want to sit down?
The video that I got starts with Jeffrey Simmons already yelling at him, and it started in between the yelling. So that's Buck going, Jeff, you want to just sit down and talk about it? I got microphones in front of me, guy.
We can talk whenever you want to talk. Jeff?
He goes, I don't want to talk to you.
Okay.
Well, clearly you do. You want to yell at me, big guy. Sitting there off camera, off mic.
We'll deal with that later.
Oh.
Roger
Well, because he's coming back from break.
Oh.
And if Jeffrey Simmons isn't going to sit down, he's got another player who you're about to hear.
I don't know.
Who's sitting in for an interview.
Tough talk, big guy.
See,
Okay,
I don't think that's,
guy.
see, to me, that's not tough talk. To
That's
me,
how it came across.
that's this guy trying to move on because he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, all right. We'll deal with that later. Okay.
Because I'm in his head as a radio guy right now.
Yeah.
You got a guy off mic yelling. So
Sure.
the audience doesn't really understand what's happening.
I'm with you.
And Bert Rising, can't explain what's happening because he's in the middle of an argument.
Hey, man.
So he's like, look, we'll deal with that later. I got a Titan right here sitting next to me. We're going to interview this guy right now.
Okay.
Roger McCreary sitting down with us here on 104.5 The Zone.
How little does Roger McCreary want to be sitting in that chair right now?
Jeffrey, I'm not with them.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Like the locker room leaders over there calling this guy out for being a turd.
Jeff, I mean, we're on the air.
Jeffrey Simmons kept yelling at him, by the way.
Career sitting down with us here on 104.5 The Zone. Jeff, I mean, we're on the air right now.
Carrot, you do a lot of talking on social media.
I'm right here, Jeff. We can talk anytime you want to. Unbelievable.
He called him a not nice word, meaning that he was scared.
We got to make that happen. Well, we'll deal with that later on. Roger McCreary sitting down with us here on 104.5 The Zone. Jeff, if you want to sit down and talk about this, we can talk about this.
I'm telling you, stop talking on social media. Talk to me.
I'm talking to you.
He's trying to talk to you, Jeffrey. Come sit down and talk with me. Stop yelling.
So on the one hand, don't lose your part in that clip right there. On the one hand, I'm like, hey, you want to be super loud. You've already gotten your clicks and likes off of social media the way that you've clearly been talking about the team and
Buck?
Jeffrey Simmons. Yeah,
Okay.
Buck. And now you want me to feed into your ratings even more on the mic? No. Come off mic and talk to me. Then you can go run back to your...
I'm with you. If I'm Jeffrey Simmons, I'm trying to ruin that show. I'm not trying to help that show.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to make bad radio. If I'm Jeffrey Simmons, I go, fine, I'll sit down and I'll make the worst segment ever. This dude's trying to go viral. Nah, because that would be a viral moment. This dude's trying to go viral. I would try and make him look real.
You would sit down.
If I was Jeffrey Simmons, literally in that moment, I would sit down and just start lying about what this guy did. No matter what he did, I'd make it worse. I'd
let me
accuse
tell you
him
what
of
he
all
said about
kinds
my
of
mom.
stuff. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Instead, he's like, if you want to sit down, you can sit down with us, Jeffrey.
Yeah, he is keeping the broadcaster voice.
Oh, my God, is he?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. We got to make that happen. Well, we'll deal with that later on.
Later is when we're going to deal with it.
Roger McCreary sitting down with us.
Roger, tell me, how uncomfortable are you right now? Roger, please, let me know. Is it going to be weird in the locker room when you go back in there?
Here on 104.5 The Zone.
Oh, I got the station in. He got his little station call letters in there, too. Look at him. He's a professional, this Buck Rising.
I'm about to say, on the other hand, though, Buck is doing what he's supposed to be doing. He clearly has gotten some of the players' attention, one of the leaders on the team. And you know people are tuning in. I don't know if 104.5 The Zone is big. I'm assuming that it's big if they're at the training camp.
Yeah, you assume they're the flagship or something like that.
Yeah,
sure.
But people are tuning in. They know his name. They know the station's name. They're checking in on social media. So he's doing his job there, too. I'm not really mad at either side on this, other than the fact that I don't begrudge Jeffrey for being like, nah, talk to me off your mic. I'm not trying to make bad radio. I'm not trying to give you anything.
He didn't say that.
Yeah, no. But he's obviously not coming on to the
show. He said, don't talk to social media, talk to me.
Well, yeah.
And Buck's like, I'm trying to talk to you, but you won't sit down.
Well, yeah, but I took that as he wanted him to sit down in Roger's place. Like, let's talk about this while we're live. I have mics right here. Let's talk about it right there. That's how I took it, but maybe I'm misunderstanding.
Okay.
Jeff, if you want to sit down and talk about this, we can talk about this.
So gross. I just imagine him going, hi, honey. Had a good day at
She's
work
like,
today.
shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
She's like, shut
exactly.
up.
I'm telling you, stop talking on social media. Talk to me.
I'm talking to you right here. Jeff, we tried to talk to you last week. I'm being rude to Roger. We'll deal with you later. Roger, what's going on?
It's good.
It's good.
Is there any semblance, Aaron, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Is there any semblance where you're just like, why are you talking all tough with the radio guy? Why don't you talk that tough with the guy that's going to be whipping your tail in week 6? If there's somebody whipping your tail in week 6, I bet you don't have the same energy then.
Towards Jeffrey Simmons.
Yeah. Is there any semblance of that from you on the radio side of this? Where you're just like,
no.
You're getting tough-minded, big-worded with the radio guy. You know I ain't going to do anything to you like in hand-to-hand combat.
He might.
No.
He might.
No, I've seen
You
Buck.
don't know.
And I've seen Jeffrey, and listen. No, that's never going to happen.
No. I think we're having a misunderstanding, me and you.
Okay.
I thought you were saying Simmons isn't going to do anything to him. And
No,
I was like,
I mean
he
the other
might.
way around.
Yeah. Well, Buck's not going to hit anybody.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's just a radio guy.
No, he's kind of hoping to get hit, I bet. You saw what happened to Jim Rome when Jim Rome got hit?
Hey, let me blow up, and let me my lawyer will be in contact, and let me blow up, notoriety-wise.
Oh, yeah.
But, Aaron, I got to be real with you, man. Looking at you, your bigger problem is going to be with your peers in the media.
You think I'll have a problem?
I think the players actually are going to like you. I think the players will put their arms around you, man, embrace you.
Let me break it to you, Brian.
Yeah.
Not only do I not care what the players will think, because they won't, but I don't care what the media cohorts think. There is one member of the media. No, that's not true. We've got a couple of friends now. There are 3, maybe 4 local members of the media whose opinions about me I respect as a friend telling me as a friend something is happening.
What?
Anybody else? Yeah, if they come up to me and be like, hey, man, you sounded like an idiot on the radio.
Okay.
I'll be like, I must have really sounded like an idiot.
Yeah, no, yeah.
But God forbid someone from the TU come up to me and tell me I sound like an idiot. I'm going to laugh. Laugh. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, boy.
Talking to you right here.
Talking to you right here. I love how he doesn't break character. In wrestling, they call it kayfabe. He doesn't break kayfabe.
Yeah.
Just completely in character the whole time. No, Buck Rising. Talking to Jeffrey Simmons. I read through Buck's social media after this. I was like, let me see this tweet that set it off. There was nothing really there.
Oh.
Nothing.
Maybe he took it down?
Maybe. But if he did, whoa, what a wussy. He had a poll up there. Do you think the defensive line has been as bad as been reported or something like that?
Interesting that was what set him off. It
I
must
don't
be
know.
more stuff.
I don't know that that's what set him off. I mean, this could be going back months, and we don't. This could go back to last season when Simmons wasn't having a good year. I really don't know. I bet Buck Rising knows. I thought about reaching out to him to be on the show today.
I was going to ask you, should we do this?
I would have loved. You have no idea. I would have loved to have done his voice to him. But I'm sure he's very busy today. Maybe we'll reach out to him a little later this week. We can deal with Buck Rising later. We've got Brian Middleton in the studio right now. Ugh. So that's what's going down at Titans camp.
Good for them.
So happy about that one. Over at Colts camp, I told you Michael Pittman throwing hands again. This is like an annual thing for him.
Amen.
You know, some dudes give out turkeys on Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Some dudes give out gifts to poor families on Christmas. Michael Pittman throws hands in training camp. Every year, they should sponsor the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Should get a boxing gym or some like Rumble fitness class to come through.
Yeah.
This year's camp fight with Michael Pittman brought to you by Rumble Boxing. You know, something like that. Get a little monetization going. That's why I belong in the front office of some of these places.
Okay.
And then finally, the only other news tidbit I have from camp happened all the way to the north. Has nothing to do with the AFC South. But I bring it because of the headline. Lots of negative headlines right now in Buffalo, Brian. Lots of negative headlines right now. Is the media being too negative, or do they have a point that they should be upset about this? Here's a headline I can read to you right now. Bills offensive coordinator delivers bad news for Josh Allen. We don't have a depth chart right now as Buffalo struggles to replace Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis. We don't have a depth chart right now. Sound familiar?
Wow, work. Yes, sir.
Sound familiar? Because in Buffalo, they're losing their mind. How do you not have a wide receiver depth chart right now? But in Jacksonville, we're cool, calm, and collected. We'll wait to see what happens. We'll see.
Buck Schachter, everybody.
Buck Schachter. Is it a problem? Because it's a problem somewhere else, but I guess it's not a problem here. I will say this. I do think Jags fans would be freaking out more if the defense didn't look so good the first couple of days of training camp. But, guys, don't lull yourself into a false sense of security. Training camp does not make a season. It could be a good indicator. It could also give you a little false hope. Make sure we are holding these guys accountable. I'm not even talking about Ryan Nielsen at this point. I'm talking about Trent Baalke.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
I'm talking about Trent Baalke.
No, man. Now listen.
He went out and got Eric Armstead. It was a great pickup.
Okay.
Great pickup.
If he plays, right?
Which we expect him to. I know he's on the pup list, but we expect him to.
Okay.
He went out there and he got Ronald Darby, who so far looks great.
Yeah.
Went out there and got Darnell Savage, Devin Duvernay. Like all these guys, fine. Brought him onto the roster. A lot of moves in the offseason. But a lot of people were not happy with the way the offensive line was handled. A lot of people were not happy with the way the secondary was handled. And you should hold the guy making those decisions accountable if it doesn't work out. That's all I'm saying.
I guess ultimately, but I don't know, man. I kind of lean more towards, I think that for all of the doghouses that Trent Baalke's been in and maybe continues to be in until people see something different, I don't know if he deserves to be there. I think this was a really good offseason. And some of that, again, I'm always going to say it, some of my bias with, being hopeful about the Jags being good because, hey, man, it's a new season and look at what they could potentially be. But he's addressed most of the things that people wanted addressed. And it hasn't been in a much more wishful way.
What things are those besides the extensions for Josh and Trevor?
Well, those are the biggest things.
Okay.
And we talk about the offensive line. I know there may be some confusion. People are like, oh, what we doing, Walker Little, whatnot. But what we handled with bringing in Mitch Morse, I think that's going –
Positive addition, I think.
I think that's low-key the biggest signing to the offense for making the offense click.
I don't debate that, as a matter of fact.
And I think that's the thing that's going to make the offense look more like what we thought was going to be last season when we had Calvin Ridley.
I think if center is what you think the only thing missing from last year was, then you're going to be disappointed.
Well, no, but I think that was one of the biggest things based off of how the offensive line looked, disregarding health. And if Trevor has a little bit more time, maybe he doesn't feel the need to rush. Maybe he doesn't feel the need to actually run with the ball. Maybe he has more time to make a better throw. And that kind of just cascades out to every other position. If the passing game is looking better, then, they got to worry about that. The run blocking, opens up. The holes open up for Travis Etienne. It kind of reciprocates one another. So, yeah, I think that is going to be the biggest signing offensively. That's a Trent Baalke deal. And you just talked about Darby. Maybe we've heard about that in the press conference. And the signings and the security that the cornerstones feel on this team, I think the other guys in the locker room, they see that, and they kind of think, okay, if I show up, at the very least, I think the Jags will take care of me, for the most part, if I'm one of those guys. I know that can't happen for everybody, but I think Trent Baalke doesn't deserve to be in the doghouse. And ultimately, your point was accountability. I'm with you, because the buck stops with you when you're the GM, but sometimes the players just may not show up.
That's fair. But I also don't think you judge Trent Baalke on this offseason alone. I think you've got multiple draft classes to look at. And with the exception of 2021, it hasn't been pretty. I think you talk about multiple years now where you had opportunities to upgrade significantly on the offensive line through free agency, even though Shad says he doesn't want to be addicted to free agents. And instead, you decide to keep trying to go with what you got. Third year in a row, you're kind of running it back with the offensive line. Last year, you end up making a change during the season when you trade for Ezra Cleveland. But that's not how you went into last year. And you're essentially going into this year the same way you went into last year. So if the offensive line is a problem again, even including Mitch Morse, you got to hold Trent responsible.
No, absolutely. Yes.
And if the secondary is a problem this year again, you knew it going into the offseason. You got to hold Trent responsible as well. They let go of Darius Williams. They let go of Rashawn Jenkins. Cap saving stuff, but they got $30 million in cap. Did they need to save it? Maybe it made economical sense, but it wasn't a have to do. You look at Dallas, they got their backs up against the wall when it comes to contracts right now. That's not what Jaguars had going on. So again, if it works out, Trent deserves all the credit, all of it, for bringing those guys in. But if it doesn't, we can't just go, well, he had a decent offseason. He didn't. It's the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. When we come back, speaking of Dak Prescott, we'll go over to Dallas, and we'll see what's going on over there. And I think it'll start a conversation of who is technically now officially underpaid as a quarterback in the NFL. It's ahead on the Aaron Schachter Show.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Hot and humid today under partly sunny skies. A few afternoon and evening storms will be heavy in spots with highs in the low to mid-90s, dropping to the low to mid-70s tonight. And tomorrow will be partly sunny. An isolated afternoon thunderstorm as temperatures reach the mid-90s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. at CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. It's Christmas in July. Save up to 40% store-wide at Beard's Diamonds.
Meet David, talking about his experience with BioTarget regenerative therapy at injury care centers.
After my first treatment of BioTarget, I noticed the results right away when I left the office. I was having pain in my knee and I was unable to run. After the treatment, I was able to start running again. I don't know if it gets any better than that. So I would definitely recommend this to my friends and family members.
BioTarget regenerative therapy has helped countless others. Call 904-92-REGEN. Go to biotarget.com to learn more. 100% risk-free guarantee.
Hi, boss.
Don't hi, boss me. I came back to the van and it was gone. You ditched me.
Sorry, boss, but the computer repair shop across the street had a new Safe Touch security sign in the window. I just panicked and took off.
But the shop we were breaking into didn't have Safe Touch security.
I know, but more and more businesses are discovering Safe Touch. What if their cameras caught our van?
Never mind that. Just come back and get me.
Well, I'm at the drive-thru at the barbecue place right now.
You're kidding, right?
Oh, stress makes me hungry. Hey, you want me to order you anything? Oh, look! The barbecue place has a Safe Touch sticker in their window. What a coinky-dink.
I hate Safe Touch! Yeah, get me some fried okra, will ya?
No alarm system gives you peace of mind like Safe Touch. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Right now, save up to 50% on commercial-grade security packages for your business. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license EF 2000-1945.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Prime Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Prime Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Prime Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 904-900-4770, 904-900-4770. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 904-900-4770.
Thanks to Representatives John Rutherford, Aaron Bean, Kat Kamak, and Michael Waltz, Congress is poised to pass a bill to keep AM radio in cars. But time is running out. 82 million Americans risk losing the news, sports, talk, traffic, and vital emergency information they rely on. Text AM to 52886 and tell Congress to pass this bill now. Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Hey, poker players. The Card Player Poker Tour is heading back to Best Bet Jacksonville from August 15th to the 26th. The tournament schedule is packed with excitement, featuring 9 events, including the $1,700 no-limit hold'em Mystery Bounty main event with a $300,000 guaranteed prize pool. Head to bestbetjacks.com for the full schedule and satellite information. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by right now to answer your questions for free. They'll tell you if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-750-2700. I'm here with spokesman John Wolf. So, John, tell our listeners who should call right now.
Well, Maria, first off, thank you for having me join you to answer the listeners' questions. Now, as far as who should call in, anyone who's been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, give us a call right now and find out how much your case is potentially worth. Call 800-750-2700.
Thanks, John. You heard it, folks. If you think you deserve compensation, call now to find out how much you qualify for. 800-750-2700.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center. May not be available in all states.
ESPN.com is your home for all things ESPN 690. Find shows, podcasts, Florida State Seminoles football, contests, and more at ESPN690.com. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Welcome back. It's the Aaron Schachter Show. I'm Aaron Schachter, Brian Middleton behind the glass, pressing them buttons. With you guys for another half hour on ESPN 690. If you want to jump on in, it's easy to do. 904-362-9901. You don't even got to be on topic. That's how freewheeling we are here at the Aaron Schachter Show. We take all comers on the phone, except for Jeffrey Simmons. We'll talk to that guy. The video is interesting, too. I'm just saying, the Buck Rising video.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, in the screen cap, he kind of looks a little bit shook. But his voice, you can't hear it.
Not at all, man.
Cool as a cucumber.
Yes, sir.
Ugh. Till Jeffrey gets up in that grill. Different story. That is a mammoth man. Jeffrey Simmons standing at like 7'15", 570,000 pounds.
Okay.
You don't want to hear that guy huffing and puffing as he walks over to you.
No, not at all.
You know, little sir, would you like some water? It's a long walk over there. No, thanks. I just can't get over it. I wish I was there. It's like watching.
What would you have done?
I would have watched and laughed. I would have laughed and laughed.
Audibly.
And laughed.
Everybody would
I
have
would have laughed audibly. And then when he turns his head to, what was his name, McCreary?
Okay.
Oh, we got Rodney here. Let's talk to Rodney instead. I would have laughed again. Louder.
Yeah.
Louder. So loud that he would have had to have go, what's so funny over there? Intern Aaron over there. What's so funny?
Did we by so chance happen to hear what McCreary said?
He did say something. Hold on.
He's like,
Here on 104.5 The Zone. Jeff, if you want to sit down and talk about this, we can talk about this.
I'm telling you, stop talking on social media. Talk to me.
I'm talking to you right here. Jeff, we tried to talk to you last week. I'm being rude to Roger. We'll deal with you later. Roger, what's going on?
It's good. Doing good out here. I'm doing good.
It's good. If it were me, honestly, and maybe I'm asking for it, Jeffrey Simmons yelling, I want you to talk to me, don't talk to social media. I would have said exactly, fine, you got it, buddy. And then I immediately, as he's looking at me, would have tweeted, Jeffrey Simmons is an idiot.
Yeah.
Maybe it lands me in the hospital. Maybe it doesn't.
Lands you on the national stage.
Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I get a swing in too. Because that's a badge of, that's like a trophy take home. Like, I might not do much damage, but you better believe I'm telling my kids I got one in on Jeffrey Simmons.
And that's why your college is paid for. Also, I got my punch in, and he also paid for your college tuition.
Yeah, that's right. That's why you guys are going to Yale. Because Jeffrey Simmons happens to be a generous guy when he's in a lawsuit. Yeah. You know who else has got to be generous?
Who's that?
Jerry Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Because Jerry Jones is in a position right now to shell out the big bucks. You got to believe Jerry Jones hates this whole situation. Here's a guy who thinks he's such a good negotiator, such a masterclass salesman negotiator, that he buys a football team and he goes, we don't need a general manager. I got this. I got this.
Okay.
And my son, when he's old enough, he'll have it too. We don't need professionals. We are the professionals. Then he runs into this situation. You've basically got one of the best, if not in the conversation for the best, pass rusher in the league in Micah Parsons on a rookie contract. You've got one of the best, if not in conversation, and I don't think he is the best, but he's certainly in a conversation for the top 3 wide receivers in CeeDee Lamb on a rookie contract. And then you've got Dak Prescott on this second contract, getting paid a ton. And I think the expectation was that they were going to extend it earlier or bounce because of the lack of playoff success. I don't think they expected what they got from Dak last year, which was essentially him playing out of his mind, runner-up to the MVP. If he does it again, he might be in line to make $70 million a year. And so Dak Prescott, coming into the final year of his contract, that contract is slated to pay him $60 million. He has a no-trade clause. He has a no franchise tag clause. The Cowboys can literally do nothing except pay the man or drop the man at the end of the year. Like, don't re-sign him. Let him walk for nothing. What do you do?
Yeah, it's tough.
It's not tough. You think it's tough.
Well, it's tough because you're not going to let him walk for nothing. So it's a tough pill to swallow to pay him the amount that he's going to require because of the QB market, not because of him per se. And I agree with you. Great regular season the past handful of years, especially. But because of where the QB market is, and then you ask yourself, well, who then? If not him, then who are you going to replace him while you still have the talent in a CeeDee Lamb?
Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers.
I wouldn't be against Aaron Rodgers. I wouldn't be
Aaron
against.
Rodgers playing his final year in New York this year.
Aaron Rodgers is he playing past this season? You think he's playing past this season?
He said he wants to play 3 more years.
Boy, he ain't Tom Brady. Calm down, man.
All right.
Let's see how that Achilles holds up. Maybe.
He looked good in practice.
Maybe.
You know, I'm just saying.
But, ultimately, that's what I mean by tough. I know you don't think it's tough because you think Dak is one of the best in the league. Okay,
I do
that's
think
fine.
he's one of the best in the league.
That's fine. I'm saying it's tough because they know when it's Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy as your head coach, that ain't getting you to a Super Bowl. Matter of fact, unless it's Jimmy Johnson and Troy Aikman, apparently you can't get to a Super Bowl if you're the Dallas Cowboys. But we know that this combination isn't going to make it happen. And you got to pay him and basically reset the market again, probably with whatever he's going to re-up at. I mean, Dak Prescott. That's a tough pill to swallow, to know that you're not going to get to your ultimate goal with this guy at QB, but you got to pay him the most money as the quote-unquote best QB for a time period until the next person who re-ups, like Patrick Mahomes, re-ups and jumps that number.
That's the thing. There is no best or most money anymore. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Especially if it only lasts for 1 year, what kind of title is that? Nick Bosa owns a title of highest played non-quarterback in the league, of course, before Justin Jefferson. But he owned that title for years. Aaron Donald owned it for years before him. Those guys were rightful owners. If a quarterback is the highest paid quarterback in the league and then 3 weeks later he's not, in my opinion, he never was.
Okay.
I'm looking at the Cowboys roster.
All right.
I don't know. A lot of people say salary caps don't matter. But I'm sorry. You can't pay a guy $60 and then the other two guys $35 each and still be able to put a team around them. You still got to pay DeMarcus Lawrence his $20.5. You still got to pay Zach Martin his $20. Trayvon Diggs making $15. Brandon Cook's still on that team. Here's what I think happened. I think they made the move for Trey Lance with the hope they could revive him.
Mm-hmm.
They had Kellen Moore helping run that thing, and then he left. And now they're seeing in camp, Trey Lance, it's not looking good. And it's training camp. So we have this conversation.
Yeah.
But if you're missing passes on air, if you're shorting and overthrowing and not hitting receivers, we're not talking drops, we're not talking the defense making a play. If you're not getting it done in practice, you're not going to get the opportunity to get it done in the game. I think they thought Trey Lance was the exit plan. They give him 2 years behind Dak, and then you roll with him.
Yeah.
And it's just not working that way. It's not working that way. So now you got a situation where you pay Dak or you don't. And if I'm Jerry Jones, I'm looking at it maybe two ways. Because there is the contingent of people like you're talking about who think that Dak will never be able to do it for them. And honestly, if you believe that, you got to let Dak walk. How could you pay a guy like that $60 if you believe he's the reason you're not going?
I mean, Aaron, you brought it up. He was second in the MVP voting, I guess, last season.
It's because he's not the reason you're not going.
I don't know, Aaron. We've changed coaches.
But he's defense been at the helm. Lost the game against the Packers. They were on their way last year. They had maybe one of their best years as a team in recent history. I think they put up 60 on a team last year, didn't they? It was something like that. They beat the Jets like
Patriots,
30-0.
They beat the Patriots. They beat up on a lot of
bad
poor
teams. Okay, fine. Whatever.
So like that mystique, like, it's hard to do in the NFL. I get it, but okay.
That's the point I'm making. Is like not everyone gets to the Super Bowl. Only two. Only one wins it. So Aaron, 1 out of 32 ain't great chances.
Okay, Aaron, but they don't even make deep playoff runs at this point.
They'll
win a wild card game. The last NFC Championship game they've been to under this combination of guys. I mean, yes, you're right. Dak is not the only reason. It's all the guys who hit the field. But ultimately, when you're the leader, it's much like how you just talked about Trent Baalke being the GM. Different context, but when you're the QB, especially the Dallas Cowboys, I mean, like, you're just going to get this blame. And I can look at him not playing as big as he played in the regular season in the postseason and be like, okay.
If I'm Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll, I am asking Mike Tyson to get every messenger pigeon he has and send it to Dak's house.
Yes. Okay. I'm with that.
Like, Dak Prescott on the Giants will make the Dallas Cowboys regret everything. Everything. Just look at this offseason. Saquon on the Eagles. His season hasn't started already. You're seeing the shame on Hard Knocks. Joe Schoen, the shame with his head in his hands.
Okay.
How depressing. So Dak Prescott's sitting here in the driver's seat. Either he's going to take the 60. And by the way, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to sign the extension. He could be like, no, I think I'm going to get more. I might get more. The Jets may come calling. They're all in. Jets with Dak Prescott? And that defense, I'll take it. I'll take it 2 times. There are lots of teams who'd be in.
And let me say this. I'm always going to be for the players getting their money, even here in Jacksonville, even if that means you don't stay with the team that you might fit best with. Get your money. So I am on Dak's side as far as that's concerned. If that scenario was to play out, where he's just like, you know what, I think I can get more money, and if you're not going to offer it me, I'm going to test the waters. Do it. I want you to get your bread, especially as a player, especially in the NFL.
So if you're looking at quarterbacks all throughout the NFL, Dak in line to reset the resetted market. And I do think he'll do so in a way that won't be topped for a while.
Got you.
I think we're done for a little bit with these monster quarterback contracts if you look at who's coming up. But right now, based on annual value, you got a logjam at the top. The top 3, Joe Shiesty, Jordan Love, and the Prince, Trev, right? All coming in at 55, average annual value. The next group, you got Tua slotting in at 53.1, Jared Goff at 53, Justin Herbert, 52.5, Lamar at 52, which, by the way, might now be underpaid, in my opinion. Jalen Hurts at 51, Kyler at 46.1, Deshaun Watson at 46, if that ever pays off. Kirk Cousins at 45, which is where I think he should be. Pat Mahomes at 45.
Boy.
I mean, if anyone should be making 70, it's Pat Mahomes. But you're never going to see him take that.
He must got an NIL deal that I don't know about or something like that.
I mean, his wife's got a sports franchise. He's got his hands in a bunch of businesses. There's all kinds of stuff happening for the Mahomes family.
Yeah, stock in Kansas City or something like that. I don't know.
But his next deal is going to be, I mean, he signed a 10-year deal. So technically, the Chiefs don't have to. I mean, he could force their hand. But 2024 is year 5 of the deal. This thing goes through 2031 with 2 void years in 32 and 33.
Man.
But very team friendly. I mean, his base salary this year is it's not even $10 million. It's not even $10 million. That being said, right after him is Josh Allen. Now, I would put myself on the executive board of quarterback Josh Allen haters just because he plays in the AFC East against my Jets and pretty much owns them. But if we're talking about overpaid and underpaid, Josh Allen, widely considered a top 5 quarterback on everybody's list.
Okay.
And he only makes $43 million a year.
Only.
I know it's weird to say it that way.
I get what you're saying.
Dak Prescott at 40. Those 3 right there, to me, are the criminally underpaid. Mahomes, Allen, and Prescott. Daniel Jones at 40, still overpaid. Stafford at 40. They just tuned up his contract a little bit, but that's fine. He's going to be going away after this year, most likely. Aaron Rodgers at 37.5. That's wonky, too, because they brought him in for like $115 million and converted almost all of it to a bonus. So who knows what that means. But 37.5, it's fine. Rodgers is in his 40s. You don't know what he's going to be after his Achilles. Derek Carr, 37.5. It's fine. I don't think he's eclipsed 40. He shouldn't. Baker Mayfield at 33. I thought the Bucs got a deal here. I don't know that he's underpaid wildly, but I do think he's worth more than that. Geno at 25 is kind of a bargain. And then you got the backups. But, I mean, we're at number 21 at Gardner Minshew right now, 12.5 to the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to keep going all the way down. I mean, I'm telling you, there are 3 quarterbacks in the San Francisco room. One of them is Josh Dobbs. One of them is Brandon Allen. And one of them is Brock Purdy. And Purdy still makes the least out of all those 3.
Boy, he gonna tax.
Josh Dobbs, the Pastronaut, was literally not even in the NFL at the beginning of last season.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still making more than Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy gonna be like, ain't no team-friendly deal, dog. 70 or bust. Talk to my lawyer, partner.
Brock Purdy needs like a Scooter Braun. He needs a big-time agent. Forget Drew Rosenhaus.
Told you Brock Purdy's my church buddy, right?
Is that the... Oh, I did hear that.
Yeah, man.
Back home church.
Yeah, man. Back in Queen Creek, Arizona.
Back home church. Unbelievable how little. Hendon Hooker makes more than Brock Purdy.
Not Hendon Hooker.
Hendon Hooker hasn't played a game.
But a great name, though.
I liked Hendon Hooker.
I hope he becomes great.
Me too.
I like saying the name.
He was good in college.
Say Hendon Hooker in the Buck Rising voice, please.
Oh, Hendon Hooker. Oh, welcome to the show. Will Greer, shout out to Florida.
Oh, wow, he's still alive.
Will Greer,
Look at him.
$1.25 million a year, still more than Brock Purdy.
Man, Brock gone. Whew.
Dude, Spencer Rattler was drafted this offseason, not on a day one pick.
Yeah.
Still making more than Brock Purdy. Jordan Travis had his foot severed in college.
He don't got 2 feet.
Still making more than Brock Purdy.
It's over.
I don't think Joe Milton's ever thrown a football. He just runs.
Not even really in the league anymore.
Joe Milton?
Yeah, he just got there. Not in there no more.
I was going to say he just got drafted. Back in a minute on the Aaron Schachter Show.
In a city full of sound bites and spin, old stale takes, and the same old news, there is a show that dares to ask the tough questions. A show that cuts through the noise to reveal the truth.
It's the latest in wife, girlfriend, side chick news.
The Aaron Schachter Show. Prepare to be challenged and entertained.
It is important for me to have you close the loop in Boo Boo Gate 2024.
For this is not just a show, it's an experience. With razor-sharp wit and fearless curiosity, Aaron Schachter takes on any topic at any time.
Hey, where on the rundown was the Geechee talk?
Brace yourself for shocking revelations and explosive debates.
I'm in my 40s now. It's all in the belly. The belly and the bosom.
Enlightened entertainment. From a new perspective, this is the Aaron Schachter Show.
Ow, looking at me, steamed up your glasses.
Monday through Fridays on ESPN 690.
This is the sound of turning small bets into legendary wins. Only on the Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook app. The sound of parlays. The sound of paydays. The sound of watching the game will never be the same. Hard Rock Bet has already paid out millions and millions in parlays to people across Florida. Download Hard Rock Bet now, and if your first bet doesn't win, get up to $100 back as a bonus bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to play. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Are you a real estate investor or have considered investing and want to know where you can put your money that offers solid returns and protects against market volatility? It's Rich Jones. I want to introduce you to DLP Capital. CEO and founder Don Wenner.
For more than a decade, DLP Capital has delighted our investors with consistent double-digit returns. Through the smart, conservative real estate investment strategy our company is built on, we have been able to achieve this with monthly distributions and tax shelters so our investors can keep more of their returns.
Dial ** invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Prime Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Prime Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Prime Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 904-900-4770, 904-900-4770. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 904-900-4770.
Bueller Aaron Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's challenger, a paint color namer from Jacksonville, Florida. Meet Irving Stapler.
Hi, Howie.
So the next round is word association. I'll say a word and you give me the first word you think of. Engagement ring.
Jeweler.
Gas station.
Fueler.
Aaron Burr.
Dueler?
Air conditioning.
Wow. Jeez. It's a toughie.
Come on, Irv. The sponsor's gonna kill me now.
Oh, Bueller.
That's right, Irv. If your AC is struggling through the summer heat, the first name you should think of for fast, friendly, 5-star service is Bueller Air and Plumbing. The name to know to make sure you are cool.
Have a beer, Irv.
Cooler.
Stay cooler with Bueller. Visit BuellerAir.com.
Meet Mike Lester.
Talent is not going to be the right choice for every single person out there, right? Because everybody is different. We do well when our clients do well. We're literally sitting on the same side of the table with them. We're in this together.
Yeah.
When you do well, I'll do well. Once we have that understanding, then we can come up with a plan that's designed to help you be successful in retirement.
Find out more at guardingyournestegg.com.
Advisory services through Talon Private Wealth and SEC registered investment advisor. Florida license D056341.
Dive into the Marvel Universe on the official Marvel Podcast. We're going behind the scenes with the creators behind Marvel Comics, the stars of the MCU, and Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige.
But if you want the real answer, if we're trying to get real on this podcast,
celebrate the legacy of your favorite Marvel adventures and characters. The official Marvel Podcast.
I think this show's going to be a real treat.
New episodes every Wednesday wherever you listen to podcasts.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Connect with us on Facebook.
What do you mean by that?
Search for @ESPN690Jax and check out the latest sports news, live stream, or show clip.
Now we talking.
ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
The Aaron Schachter Show. You just can't let it go. Funny, shocking, nonstop right. Feel the rush deep inside.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show, final segment of the day before we pack it up and hit Le Road. I want to bring a story to you, Brian. You know we like basketball. You know I certainly love all Dream Team stories. Earlier this week, we saw Clyde Drexler was going to sell his gold medal.
Yeah, he was.
That's a big deal, I think, to a lot of basketball fans or 90s fans or Team USA fans.
Not the Clyde, though.
They thought the medal was going to starting bid for $250K and go up from there. It actually surprised me it would be less than $1 million. It's a big piece of memorabilia right there. But speaking of Clyde and the Dream Team, I saw an article from basketballnetwork.net. They posted this one. It's actually an older story that isn't really talked about that much. But when they wrote about it, it kind of reminded me, and it's like, yeah, this is relevant now that Drexler's back in the news. But Clyde Drexler claims that the entire Dream Team squad pitied Magic Johnson, took pity on Magic Johnson because of HIV. Now, back in 92, that was, I think, the year he announced the big bombshell. And he ends up playing the All-Star game. They give him the MVP award. It was very emotional. The Dream Team thing is happening in the offseason. First-year NBA players get to do the Olympics, and Magic Johnson is on the team. And according to Clyde, it was like a gift. Like they felt bad for him, so they included him. Here's the quote. He couldn't play much by that time, according to Clyde of Magic Johnson. He couldn't guard his shadow. You got to understand what was going on then. Everyone kept waiting for Magic to die. Every time he'd run up the court, everyone would feel sorry for the guy, is what the book claims Clyde Drexler says. Surprisingly, he didn't stop there, Brian.
Okay.
He went on to say the NBA commissioner, David Stern, gave Magic Johnson the NBA All-Star Game MVP in Orlando that year because of HIV. And the Lakers legend wouldn't have made the Olympic roster if everyone knew he was going to live. Here's the quote. If we all knew Magic was going to live this long, I would have gotten the MVP of that game. Magic probably wouldn't have even made the Olympic team.
Yo.
Said Drexler.
What's up with the energy, Clyde?
He sounds a little bit jealous, does he not?
I don't know where it's coming from,
man. A little bit of pettiness there?
Holy smokes,
It made me go look up the 92 All-Star Game box score. Because I was curious. First of all, you want to talk about a walk down memory lane with some of these names? Chris Mullin, Karl Malone, David Robinson.
All right.
Jeff Hornacek, Tim Hardaway.
Okay.
Hakeem the Dream. My favorite player of all time, John Stockton, James Worthy. Anyway, if you look at the West, right? Clyde Drexler had a big game. Played 28 minutes.
Okay.
That was the most for the West, or I should say second most for the West. You know who played the most?
Who?
Magic Johnson.
29
minutes. Beat him by a minute. All right. Clyde was, 10 of 15, 2 of 4 from three-point. He had 9 rebounds, 6 assists, At 22 points, it's a great game.
It's an amazing game
especially
for
in
an
the
All-Star
All-Star game.
Yeah.
Magic was 9 of 12, 3 of 3 from beyond the arc, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, 25 points.
Got him.
Here's the big difference. Clyde, 1 turnover. Magic, 7 turnovers.
To this day.
This is why Clyde is a little bit salty. I still think Magic earned that one, though, if you listen to those numbers. It's not like Clyde was stepped over.
What was the plus minus? 7 turnovers to 1. I don't know. I know it's an All-Star game.
It wasn't
doesn't
good.
really matter.
Yeah, it wasn't good. West won that game 153 to 113. Welcome to the NBA All-Star game.
Boy.
It's the Aaron Schachter Show. Had a fun time today, Brian. Thank you so much for some great radio. Thank you to Tilda's David for the phone call and all the rest of you for sticking around. We'll see you tomorrow.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. Main office, Jacksonville.
The Big One sales event is here and going on now at Arlington Toyota. Why shop the Big One at Arlington Toyota? If you're going to shop the Big One sales event, then you need big inventory. And Arlington's got a huge selection of new vehicles in stock in one location. And every new Toyota purchase comes with Arlington's lifetime warranty, unlimited time and miles. Plus, you get 60 days to love your new purchase or exchange it. And Arlington's Credit Helper program to help you get financed. Shop the Big One sales event at arlingtontoyota.com.
It's not just one thing. They are an amazing organization that just has really been a savior.
Listen to the 10th Annual Carathon, August 22nd and 23rd. Learn more and donate at childcancerfund.org.
23 days until Carathon.
Does your sweet fur baby have a birthday or gotcha day coming up? Forever Vet's Central Location offers birthday parties to make your fur baby feel extra special on their big day. All you have to do is invite up to 8 of their friends and we'll do the rest. Forever Vets provides cake and pup cups as well as everything else to make this 2 hours a real party. Party hats, bubble play, a photo booth, and of course access to our heart-shaped pool. We also have 2 Forever Vets trained handlers there to make sure everyone is having safe fun. Visit forevervets.com today to see all our package options.
Snyderman, can you move things in your mind?
Nope.
Could you read our minds?
I got nothing. Were you thinking of nothing?
No. So, what makes you a superhero?
I can tell if you should repair or replace your air conditioning system.
Snyderman can help tell you whether it's time to repair or replace your system if you answer 8 quick questions on our website. Visit SnyderAC.com and get your answer in a flash.
Flash? I think you mean Snyderman.
CAC 1813307.
I'm Marcus Roberts, a jazz pianist and a proud graduate of the Florida School for the Deaf and Blind, a state public school available at no cost to eligible K-12 Florida students who are deaf, blind, or both. FSDB prepares students for a lifetime of success, allowing them to do more, be more, and achieve more. For more information, call 800-342-3732 or visit www.fsdbk12.org.
There's an issue cutting through the partisan bickering in Congress. It's AM radio. The overwhelming majority of legislators, Democrats and Republicans, support a bill to keep AM radio in cars. But time is running out. Text AM to 52886 and ask Congress to bring this bill to the floor for a vote now. AM radio is too important to let this moment pass us by. Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month and you may text STOP to stop. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Live from the Anajar and Levine studios, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Simone Biles and the U.S. women's gymnastics team has won gold at the Paris Olympics. MLB trade deadline an hour away. The Orioles, whose rotation has been devastated by injuries, acquired lefty starter Trevor Rogers from Miami for infielder Connor Norby and outfielder Kyle Stowers. ESPN baseball analyst Tim Kirkjian.
Remember, he was second in the Rookie of the Year voting in 2021, and he's been hurt an awful lot since. But the Orioles are taking a run at this. We saw that with Corbin Burns in the offseason. They've lost 3 starting pitchers to injuries. They had to add, and even though some people look at this as an overpay, they had to add another starting pitcher, and they did.
Last week, the Orioles traded for the Rays' Zach Eflin. Bullpen help for the Yankees. They got righty reliever Mark Leiter Jr. from the Cubs for 2 minor leaguers. NFL, Steelers rookie receiver Roman Wilson, who had shown flashes of potential early at training camp, left practice today with what the team calls an ankle injury. Top overall pick in the draft, rookie quarterback Caleb Williams and the rest of the Bears starters won't play in Thursday's NFL preseason opener.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Wednesday, we continue our ESPN Rank 'em series with my top 5 MVP candidates. It's on Sportsman, like 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN.